All right, well, welcome. Today, instead of just playing songs on various pieces on the harmonica, today I'd like to answer a couple questions that people have been asking. Regularly, people will comment on my videos and ask just about the drone idea, meaning this. That kind of an idea. So the question is, how do you do that? And what is it? So I'll explain first what it is, and I'll explain how you could practice to get to it, and then maybe in another video, I would explain what are some good songs or pieces or tunes that you could play it on. Okay, so first I'll explain what it means. So on your basic Richter tuned diatonic harmonica, so 10-hole usually, Richter. So that means it's got a scale, the nice chords, right? Your typical one. I'll do it on a C harmonica if you want to practice along. So let me explain what's happening first. The basic idea is that you are playing low note at the bottom and a high note at the top at the same time. So it's a two-note idea, and so the melody is on the higher notes, and that one's pretty easy. Just figure out what you're doing there. But the low note is the drone, and that's where it stays the same note, kind of like bagpipes or fiddles where they do the double stop idea. And here, to do that, what happens is that when you play the notes, so the C harmonica has the C chord on all the blows, C, E, G, C, E, G, C, E, G, C. Goes on and on, all right? So it just plays the same notes over and over, but on the draws, it does differently. It starts off playing a chord, so there's skipped notes. So if you know this if you've ever played, that's the first octave, and it has some holes and it has some doubled notes, and it's the doubled note that we want because that's the G. That's the fifth of the key. For the people who play in second position, that's where it is. It's the root of that. So that's the G. You know that if in second position you're playing a C harmonica in the key of G, and that's how that works, and that's what we'll be doing for this too. I'm playing in the key of G normally when I do this idea, but not only. Okay, so in the key, it's that G down there, and the G is the blow 3 or the draw 2. Right, those are the two. I blowed and then drew, and yeah, you keep that in the low part, and then you play on the other part. So to do this, of course, you have to be able to tongue block. Tongue blocking, if you don't know what that is, tongue blocking is where you use your tongue to block various holes. That's the idea. Normally, a lot of times, when I do it, it's just to play a melody. To get some rhythm in there, but just I play the melody on the right side, and then you see, take the tongue off. You use that tongue, and you really just stick it out. Pull it off to make the notes. That's the idea. This is a little bit different because instead of just tongue blocking and pulling it off to make chords and hoping the chords sound nice, the idea is to hold the note down there, and that's the only note that we can hold and keep the same. So you've got to be able to play. You have to be able to change back and forth. So the first thing you have to be able to do, like I said, is just be able to tongue block. So I think the easiest way is to just do an octave. Tongue block an octave. That means a C to a C, or an E to an E, or a G to a G. Let's make it easy, we'll do the C. So this is hole 1 and hole 4. They play the same note, just an octave apart. Together. Hope you can hear both sides, the higher and the lower. You could do it higher if you want. All right, so you could do it on the E. You can practice going up and down, just doing octaves. You can draw too. It'll sound an octave sometimes, and sometimes it won't. So there's some changes, and you understand that if you understand how the harmonica is set up. So practice that first. First is just to get a clear octave and be able to do it. Mine doesn't always come out the very first time, but when I get there, If you want to go straight to the G, because that's where we will be playing, do it on 3 and 6. Yeah, 3 and 6. Sorry, I don't talk about numbers very much. So that's the third one, and the sixth one, you're blocking 4 and 5. That's more comfortable to me because it's in the middle instead of on the edge, and I have to really play on the edge of my harmonica. So practice on the 3 and 6. And after a while, you get used to how that feels, what an octave feels like on the harmonica. Again, or one thing just to notice, it depends on what harmonica you have. If you do it on a chromatic harmonica, holes are a lot bigger, so that means to do that is a lot harder. You have to really stretch. Okay, so if you want to do that there, you can, of course, and I play Seidels, and they have larger holes compared to my, so if you compare that to my marine band, the holes are a lot more narrow, and that makes it easier to do, but when you switch, you kind of get used to that. So, practice that. Stretch it out. Once you can do a clear octave, do an octave plus one hole. So I've gone up another hole, and do up 2 holes. I'm always keeping this one. Just get used to it. You can go the other way if you want to. It doesn't, kind of defeats the purpose because that's not normally what we're doing, but sometimes that's what you're doing. You'd like to do that as well, depending what kind of music you're trying to do. But if you just want to learn how to drone, pure drone, down there on the 5 or the G, you have to get used to changing it as well, so you can practice that too. It doesn't matter what's happening so much at the moment on the melody side, but yeah, practice that. Go the higher, lower, and stretch it out. See what you can do. That'll be your first start, just on the idea. I'll make another video to explain how to do it melodically and not just the pure mechanics of it. But until then, happy practicing, and I look forward to hear your drones. If you have questions, put it down in the comments. I'll get back pretty fast most of the time, or maybe I'll make another video. Who knows? Enjoy!